All right, we are back after the thrilling conclusion of Shopify versus Epic Systems. And we have them back. We got Tenshi back here as we head on into the collegiate side here. The Collegiate Esports Association, still a part of the Corporate Esports Association. Still the whole thing. And I am really looking forward to this. We have two teams who I believe have both been around for at least, well, I mean, there's only been 2 seasons so far. Have been around for the first season. We have the NEU, Northeastern University, Beantown Bronze going up against UC Davis. And, well, we are going to be getting into it very, very shortly. Now, there's something important to note between the two leagues. So both of them are best of 5 clan war style, but this one is a little bit different because this one is designed such that you can have 3 players, just 3 players, be enough to fill out an entire roster. And, well, what that means is that, or in order to make that possible, you have to adjust the format a little bit. And so that means we have 2 1v1s, game 1 1v1, game 2 1v1, and then games 3 and 4, that's how many fingers 4 is, we have 2v2s. And that makes for a very, very exciting thing. Have you ever casted a 2v2?
Never in my life.
Never in your life? Perfect. So I have exactly 1 season of CEA 2v2s over you in terms of experience. I have not casted anything outside of this league.
No, I'm really excited about this, actually, man. Very interesting take on doing the Clan Wars format. I've never really seen anything like this before. So I'm really keen to... I think I'm looking forward more so to the 2v2 games than the regular ones, honestly, just because I'm very excited to see like how it varies and how it differs from the regular 1v1 setup of things. I'm really keen, man. But hey, starting things off here though, we're on Death Aura, right? And how would you read his name?
Eknun?
Eknun?
ECN? I have no idea. I'm gonna let you marinate on that for a little bit.
Maybe it's like None, and then the EC is like an old clan tag or something, so it would be EC None. I don't know. EC None. He's gonna face off against Watertop though, and I assume is Watertop then Rimarju on the tournament manager thing? Would that be correct?
Believe so. Yes. Rimarju.
Okay, so should we refer to him as Rimarju then?
I think we just call him Watertop since he's in game as Watertop. So yeah.
Okay.
It works.
Sure.
Works there.
Yeah, but we'll have to think about the EC None or Eknun or however we want to say that, just for a little bit of consistency. Can talk about that one soon. But anyways, starting to jump into this game now at any moment. Countdown has begun.
That it has. I think we just call him EC or None.
None. Yeah.
None. Yeah.
It's probably going to be something like that. That he'll DM one of us and be like, "Hey, come on, guys, it's not that hard." And then he types it out phonetically, except no player ever does that. There have been multiple instances of where Counter-Strike plays with really obscure names, especially like when they've thrown in like a couple of weird vowels there. That message me go like, "Hey man, come on, like if you're gonna cast us, then you have to be able to at least pronounce our names." Like, yeah, well, you haven't sent me a goddamn phonetics sheet, have you? So
yeah, that's not on me, bud. That's on you. That's,
no, it really is. Like, it's one of those things. Like your name's Steadfast. I think it's like easy.
Yeah.
Easy to read. Tenshi, easy to read.
But then you have like Jagannatha, and there's already like 6 pronunciations of the map.
Exactly.
Yeah, just ridiculous.
Yeah. Hey, anyway, take us in.
I will do that as we have spawning down in the bottom right, representing. Who is he representing? I've put myself on the spot and failed. I believe it's
I can tell you.
UC Davis?
That is correct.
Hey, let's go. It is the Blue Terran player, Eknun.
that was actually not bad. I kind of like that. And, of course, his opponent in the top left from Beantown Bronze, Northeastern University. It is Rimarju, or Watertop, as our Red Zug.
And he's going pool first. Look at this. Maybe a little bit worried about about some kind of proxy shenanigans. That's very interesting to see.
Yeah, I mean, going for a proxy barracks opening isn't unheard of on a map like Death Aura, but I feel as if like at this point in the game, especially with this map pool, you generally have that mapped out. Like one of the common locations, you kind of cover with that first overlord, as you can see as it's moving across. Like you'll sometimes see Terrans place their barracks either slightly to the left-hand side of this third base, just by those stairs, by the ramp, or a little bit further to the left there, or you go to that fourth base over towards the right-hand side. Oh, well, whatever is your preference. I've seen Zergs take the third base either to the east or directly to the south. I guess east would be the more common third base location.
Yeah, a bit of a toss-up on. It's kind of personal preference, I feel, for the most part.
Absolutely.
Because you're almost always going to take whichever base you didn't take as your fourth. On a map like, let's say, Romanticide, wherever you take your third base, you're usually going to take your fourth in a position that is like covered by creep or like expanding in a continuous direction. But yeah, with the way Death World works, you're almost never going to take, like, for example, this base as your fourth base instead of this pocket base. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And,
I guess that's kind of been the common design philosophy, right, for most StarCraft maps, like in the last probably 5 or 6 years, that we have obviously the natural. They used to be really weird back in Wings, but then establishing that third base, kind of straightforward. Reaper opening an anyway here from Echnun, or however you said it.
Echnun.
Echnun, yeah, I kind of like that. The way it sort of rolls off the tongue. Echnun, yeah, not bad. Sounds kind of cool, like maybe a little bit Mongolian.
Yeah, almost, right? Like it's neat at the very least. Now we're seeing a very, wait, what, did I miss the Reaper? Where did it go?
No, he's right here. He just didn't pop into the base, and so now he's going to see that there are roaches on the field. But imagine if he would have seen this just about 15 seconds earlier, if he would have gone into that main base.
Yeah, that would have been.
That would have been a big difference.
Here? Yeah, this is really unfortunate because I don't know if his bunker is going to be done in time. It's going to be pretty close. Those acceleration zones, of course, helping a little bit, shaving 1 or 2 seconds off on the movement time. Oh man, this is actually going to be really close, I feel.
You know, I really like this though, that what we're seeing out of Watertop, will remind you, is that he only made 4 roaches. Minimal investment here. If you can target down this SCV, there's absolutely a good chance, but no, even the Reaper manages to get into that bunker. Now 2 more Marines pop out. They'll be able to kill off a decent number of workers at least, so this is, for all intents and purposes, not bad at all. Would love to see him target down that mule though.
Almost
so
got it. Just one roach short. Now, the beautiful thing about this, though, for Watertop, is that even though he lost one of those roaches, he still has 3, which is enough to one-shot Marines and SCVs. But we will get that mule very nicely done.
Yeah, they're finally. But the cost of 6 SCVs, decent amount of mining time, and as you pointed out, losing that mule as well. Really nice opening here from Watertop, who's going to dive immediately into these very fast 4 gases. No third base, but drops that Spire.
Yeah, this is actually a great opening for Watertop right here. He gets 5 SCVs and that mule, like you said, and going for an incredibly fast Stalker after kind of putting your opponent off, or sorry, Spire, after putting your opponent off guard. If Zerg could go for Stalkers, we'd be unstoppable. Oh man, that would be amazing, actually.
Do you like the Stalker as a unit? Because like most Protoss players, kind of. Oh, it's not as bad now after the increased damage, but like
yeah,
the Stalker from about a couple of years ago, everyone hated it. Worst unit in the game.
The thing is, though, for Zerg, it fills every role that we're missing. It's fast, sturdy, mobile, anti-air. It would be like, I guarantee you, if Zergs had Stalkers, we'd win Zerg would never lose a tournament again. Like, it would just be so ridiculously broken if Zerg had Stalkers.
Or something like similar to
a Stalker-esque unit.
Yeah, because the Hydra doesn't really fill that gap. Like, it comes a little bit too late. It's very expensive.
Quite squishy.
But hey, you know, Banshee out on the field here now for Echnun.
But it's going to be moving in as the mutas are popping out. And look at the spread, by the way, of Overlords for Watertop. And he sees this coming from a mile away. He almost has complete vision. There's only a very, very small gap through the left side where that Banshee could have somehow snuck through. Now, does he? Oh, wow. He's just going right across the map with these mutas. And that may create a little bit of an opportunity for Echnun to kind of camp. Oh, he needs to not move into those that spot. But 5 mutas are still going to be able to get into the main base. Oh, wow, he's going to go after the siege tank.
Yeah, actually not opposed to this at all, because the siege tank count here, I can't even make any more because he did make the little swap there with those add-ons. But with only the 5 mutalisks, does a little bit of economic damage. Obviously, the Banshee across the other side of the map also manages to find a couple of kills. So, generally fairly equal, I'd say, for all intents and purposes. Now, the second Banshee has come across as well, and, well, there are no queens here. He might actually have to bring back these mutalisks if he wants to save this third hatchery. It's getting very low here, Steadfast.
Yeah, and he has not revealed Cloak yet. And he should be doing that right now.
Ooh, this is going to get gnarly. He needs to drop a transfusion on this right now.
There it is. There's the Cloak. And yes, like you said, desperately need... Oh, he needs to transfuse the Queen and the hatchery. Oh,
he's not paying attention. He's not paying attention. He's going to end up losing one of those Queens at least, and the hatchery goes down as well.
That is so brutal.
Yikes. And all of that great early economic damage that he dealt effectively nullified.
Yeah, I would say not just nullified, but even then some. I would say this is now a magnificent position for Echnun.
Are we going to stick to that? Is that his name now? Echnun?
Echnun. I think so. Yeah. Someone's going to be like, you idiot, it's not even close. It's Echnun.
Yeah.
Or like...
Echnun. EC-nun. ECN un. Maybe it's just NN and everything else is just like silent, who knows?
Man, these mutas, they're just the funniest. I've never seen a 2-base muta player go only 5 mutas. I feel like he also could have gotten a lot more done with them. Now, we do have Watertop coming across the map here with some roaches. +1 attack is going to be done for Echnun, but does have to be very careful.
Oh! Front door nearly open.
Barely get that.
Remember, that siege tank that he killed off?
Yeah.
That would have been absolutely massive if he had that here now, and there are very few units. Now, Stim is done. He's going to be forced to pull these SCVs on this Widowmine. Would love to see Watertop target fire this one down, but even though he will be able to clean this up eventually, that's a lot of damage. So many SCVs have gone down.
Oh, man. That Widowmine could not have been bigger, though. That, like, it killed nothing and did about 700 damage, it looked like. Now, you are right. That was a ton of worker losses. 20 SCVs going down. But we did see Watertop use his entire army. Now, he has got a big bank, but unfortunately a very big larva problem right now. He really needs to get a macro hatch or something rolling to take advantage of this massive bank he's got.
Did he... Oh, yeah, he lost the queen, plus the hatchery being so late once again. Yeah, that kind of makes sense then to explain as to why he's at such a massive deficit in terms of the lava. And then on top of that, you know, you throw in the roaches as well. Not very... not really finding much then.
We do see he does now add on a bunch more units and that macro hatch that I was talking about. We'll be able to now spend all of that money. And as a result, we see the supply shoot ahead. 37 supply up, but he does need to, I was going to say, add on some more drones right here. I think he can get himself into a very dangerous position if he doesn't get that drone count to at least about 75 or so.
Yeah, I'd say 75 is probably going to be like the minimum, right? If you want to maintain yourself off of the back of 4 bases. Especially so he's going to start mining out that main base. Natural also going to start running low on a couple of these clusters. Could actually transfer some drones if he wanted to maximize mining efficiency, but for now doesn't really seem to be too bothered by that. Let's see that these 2 Banshees are still going to be roaming around the map. Could come into play later when it comes down to denying that 5th base, potentially, especially with that cloak, if you remember.
Yes. Yeah, that would be really nice. Oh, wow, double scan coming down. And not really seeing too much of value right here. He sees the Evo chambers wiggling, sees the lack of a hive, which is good information, but doesn't tell him a whole lot. And, well, Watertop, he has now spent all of his money. He has managed to get himself a very, very large army and near maxed out. And this is going to be an incredibly difficult attack to hold.
Yeah, still no upgrade advantage. Well, +1 is just around the bend, so that is going to finish up. This is actually going to be very important. A couple of corrosive bios do go down. Good connected initially. Some decent Widowmine connections, but is there going to be enough to actually put this back? No, this army up to the left-hand side, push back more units streaming across, kills the CC. No cancel there, Steadfast. And already there, a lot of damage dealt to the Terran.
Yeah, and it looks like Watertop, even though he did kind of throw away those roaches earlier, like you said, he was able to get so many SCVs, and once he got that spending under control, he has just really, really run away with this game. He doesn't have his 2-2 done yet, but honestly, he just doesn't even need it. He is so far ahead in army supply, up like 80 army supply. The SCVs, they are trapped. This command center is going down. I just don't see any way for Eknoon to recover here.
No, he's looking very, very dead right now. He's only got 40 army supply to 127. Every single worker in the third base has gone down.
My God,
Yeah,
71 workers have died in this game.
Yeah, that's usually it's the other way around. It's the Zerg who loses a ton of drones.
But Watertop says, no, 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 I'm the Terran now. Kills his opponent's workers, guts the economy, and he is going to absolutely be able to take this one down. The Banshees do show up back at home, may be able to eventually clear this out, but we're talking about an opponent who's on one command center, who's down to just single-digit workers, and GG will finally get called. Well played from Watertop.
Yeah, really nicely done. But like even so, with the fact that he took a decent amount of damage from those Banshees as they were on his side of the map, I was quite worried. Like around the point in time where you pointed out the lava issue that he was having when he was sitting there on that massive mineral bank, that's always one of those moments in the game when if Terran moves out and catches you with a decently sized attack, like whether it's relatively committed, and you're struggling to just have enough lava to make those units, then all of a sudden that boom, that translates into a lost fourth base, and then that kind of resets things, right? Because I feel as if Eknon was in a decent spot after he deflected that roach attack, because he had the third CC, so you can just recover with him. He was obviously losing 20 SCVs isn't great, but Terran have a great comeback mechanic in mules. But yeah, I don't really think he capitalized on that as much as he could have.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was just a little bit too much of a deficit. Like you said, I think you also made a great point that, yeah, if he'd been a little bit crisper, maybe there would have been a way back in. But regardless, Watertop really didn't ever take his foot off the gas. And, I mean, all of a sudden, we're looking at a 1-0 lead for Northeastern University here. As we head into one of the more interesting maps in the pool. I actually think one of my favorite maps from these like external maps, I guess.
Is this also from the Team Liquid map contest?
That it is. It is. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say, like, looking at the preview, I immediately was like, wait, is this a remake of like Delta Quadrant? But then was like realized it's a 1v1 map. But I don't know if you remember Delta Quadrant.
I think I do. That was a very, very large map, was it not?
Let me bring that up for you, and you'll see. It's probably going to be like, nah, it doesn't actually look similar at all, but
it does remind me a little bit of like a reimagining of Shakura's Plateau, almost. Like if they were like, okay,
yeah, I see it. You've got like the mid section there to the south. Are they connected by ground though?
It
looks like you've got.
So.
Do they have small ramps with like rocks? Maybe.
I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they're Reaper jump-in points, but I believe there's slow zones on them. We'll get into the map and I'll confirm once again. But yeah, no, it's a pretty cool looking map, and it's actually one of my favorites. And I'm really sad that it didn't make it into the map pool.
Wait.
Oh yeah, oh my God, I hate this map. Delta Quadrant. I now remember it. It's the one with the in-base natural that you had to break down the rocks for.
Yes, that's the one.
Oh God, this was the most like Zerg unfriendly map.
It was. Hey man, like we were talking about there a little bit earlier, in the Not Shopify series. Sorry, Not Spotify series.
Yes.
The first 2 or 3 map pools that we had were something.
Yeah,
they were something.
Very, very interesting stuff, to say the least, and not exactly my favorite, if I had to be perfectly honest.
Do you remember when we had to suffer through 3 months of Dream Pool?
Oh, don't remind me. That was So awful.
It was like I remember that like the general consensus in the community was excitement, and then I'd say about 1 week in, everyone realized like what a terrible mistake this was.
Yeah, no, it was. Well, I just can't even believe that like no one just even thought about it because it was so obviously going to be horrible.
Oh god! But was this in HOTS or like early Legacy?
I believe it was early Legacy. I want to say it was like 2016 or 2017.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's been a few years. But I think we got like Zelnaga Caverns came back. Did we have Shakuras? I'm not entirely sure.
I know we had Daybreak.
Daybreak.
That map.
God, I hate Daybreak.
It's so boring. It's honestly. Oh my god. Okay. Well, this is quite obviously the wrong map.
Yeah. Overstead. Overstead has a lot more money than Starcaller, so I think we'll remake, right?
Yeah. We will most definitely remake. That was so I don't know if someone made with, oh my god, average unspent resources 2 billion. That is, well, that's gonna bring your average up a little bit there now, isn't it?
Oh god.
Oh my god. I wonder if that would actually, if that would go into your average, that would ruin it forever.
If it might go into it, like in the custom game, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but it might.
That would legitimately ruin it forever. Like people don't understand how much a billion is. Like
okay,
my favorite.
If you're gonna try to quantify a billion to someone who can't, like, because it's hard to visualize, is it? But like, how do you put that into perspective?
Yeah.
I'm asking you, like, how?
Oh, you're at. Oh, sorry. I thought you were saying. Well, first things first. I'll have a non sequitur. So one of my favorite expressions is the difference between a millionaire and a billionaire is about $1 billion. Think about that. That's fair.
Yeah.
Like a millionaire. Think about what it takes to become a millionaire. There are very, very few millionaires relative to the overall population in the world. And then you realize that you need to have 1,000 of those to hit $1 billion.
And then there are people who have multiple billions.
Then there are people who have multiple billions. I think the neatest way to they're talking about in the chat. Sorry, I'm bad. Unspent resources.
Nice 2 billion average unspent.
Yeah. No. There's something very interesting. Where someone used grains of rice, and they had each grain of rice, I think they had it still represent like either 1,000 or 100,000. 10,000.
Okay.
They had
a fairly substantial sum.
Exactly, yeah. And they showed like how much like the average person made in a year, and it was like maybe like, I think it was per 1,000. Yeah, I think they showed like 50 grains of rice, and it's just this little tiny handful. And then they were like, and here's
barely, like a teaspoon, right?
Exactly, yeah. And then they show a millionaire, and they're like, oh, okay, that's 1,000 pieces of rice. That's quite a bit. And then he like grabs like a whole bag of rice and like dumps it out on its end, and is like, this is a billionaire. And you're just like, well, damn.
Oh. Yeah, we can actually have that conversation. I'm curious. But we'll talk about that in a little bit, right? Because there's one thing we need to do, and now because they've got different names, I'm really confused because I don't know who's who.
I was just thinking that myself. I do not know who is... Oh, wait, no. I do know who is winning. Okay. It is... Okay. Oh, wait. No, I've got it backwards now. All right, perfect. So we know who is winning the first game here. As we get on into it, spawning down in the bottom right, representing UC Davis, currently down 0-1 in the series. It is the Blue Protoss player Starcaller. Ah, I see what you did there. Reference to Starkiller, I'm sure.
Maybe. wait, we'll have to talk about which Star Killer in a little bit. But of course, his opponent in the bottom left here on Blackburn, map that I haven't seen before, but it's very fun to get a little bit of variation at least. I do enjoy that. It is going to be overstimmed as our Red Terran 5-shot, according to
representing Northeastern University and the Beantown Bronze.
Yeah. The Beantown Bronze. I like it that you've got a wolf logo and then you've got the horse logo. UC Dave is kind of ripping off Team Liquid there a little bit.
Yeah. So okay, sorry. So I was like focused on this and I just zoned out for a moment. So it is the slow zones, deceleration zones for that Reaper entrance on the bottom side. And then this kind of goes into a little funky spot where we have these rocks that are setting up for this not hidden base, but technically an island base while those rocks are up. Just a very, very neat design on this map.
And then interesting, actually, if you take a look here over towards the back of each player's main, you do have that little jump up position that you mentioned earlier, right? Where a Reaper can pop up. But that is also covered by a slowing field. Same thing there over towards the dead space here. So any drops coming on in are going to be heavily delayed.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, no, it makes it a lot more difficult to get in, get anything done. And we'll have to see if that does come into effect. Sorry
to interrupt you. Just like the main thing that I can sort of visualize here, right, is like you pop in with, let's say, like a couple of air units, an Oracle or whatever, like a War Prism. Then getting away from Vikings, yeah, good luck.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just not happening. You're just going to have a nightmare of a time trying to do so. And, well, we'll have to see if that does come into a play. Talking about the builds a little bit here, we do have Overstimmed going for a Tech Lab. Is he going to swap this off and go for like a Siege Tank or a Cyclone? Or is this just going to be for... Oh, it looks like it might just be for either Marauders or an extraordinarily fast stim, as he does have a second Tech Lab coming down directly onto the factory. Meanwhile, Starcaller going to be going for a second gate before tech building. Now, you were saying before about Starkiller... which Starkiller? Now, there's two Starkillers I know of.
Yeah, same here. One is from Force Unleashed.
Yes, exactly.
And the other one is from, well, that's also Starkiller base.
Oh no, then there's three.
Is there three? Oh, the three. Which is the other one then?
The StarCraft 2 player, Starkiller.
Oh! Wow, I'm dumb.
The third player who's like always doing weird stuff.
Yeah. Damn. Kinda, yeah, I'm sorry if he ever watches the VOD of this. By the way, you said, hey, maybe this is going to be for Marauders, and yes, it was indeed. 2 Marauders immediately off the bat. No concussive shell just yet. Not entirely sure like what he wants to do with this, like overstimmed on his side of things, because you can see like he's mining a fairly decent amount of gas. Actually cancels that add-on as he drops his third base. Meanwhile, for Starcaller, there are a couple of things that stand out to me that I'm not a huge fan of, like especially if you look at the way that he's placed his buildings here, right? It means that he has to go all the way around if he wants to go back and forward to deal with, well, let's say a drop or something like that. He got a very early shield battery, which hampers his probe production just ever so slightly. You could have had an additional 2 probes at this point in the game, especially when you're stimming your Exile like this. Second shield battery is actually being dropped here and then towards the mineral line. So this is like a very defensive mindset where you're kind of scared of like a Banshee showing up, right? Yeah. But it's very rare that you actually go for Banshee openings versus Protoss, just because of alluding back to that previous game. Stalkers, fairly decent defensive units.
Yeah, no, they are quite good in the early game against this. Now, I realize why I was trying to figure out the players that I was having some difficulties. It's because they actually changed. They agreed upon changing the rosters here. So,
okay, never mind.
Starcaller is a member... listed first... Oh, man, I did it backwards. Yep, so I introduced... So it is actually Starkiller, who's a member of Northeastern University. And Overstimmed, who is... not. Oh man, this Liberator. Oh no.
Wow.
Oh god. Oh, battery overcharge. That's not gonna help.
Nope.
Oh man.
There you go. He gets 3 probes for his troubles, but you know what? Honestly, the greatest victory here in my mind was the fact that he now has the shield overcharge on cooldown.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a big deal. The fact that he threw that down is seems like a little bit of a panic move. Obviously, it doesn't help against that Liberator at all.
No, it's one of those things, right, where you're just autopiloting a response more than anything else.
Yeah, exactly.
Still, though, very interesting setup here. If you look at Overstim space, he's now going up to 4 barracks. Needs to drop that 5th one in my mind. Immediately into... Oh, he's only doing single reactors. This is just going to be a mass Marauder kind of comp.
And that has been getting more and more popular these days, just going super heavy on the Marauders, and it's been very strong.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's because of the fact that we've seen a lot of Protoss players go into that double Robo Colossus style, right?
Yeah. Colossus are the name of the game for Protoss now, and Marauders are just so good against them.
Yeah. Kind of scared, though, for him, to be honest, because, like, if there's one thing that completely just eats through Marauders, that's just heavy gateway with good upgrades. Already seeing that Forge work away for that +1 attack. Charge about halfway done. Do believe that we did see that blink earlier on. Yeah, there it is. And on top of that, War Prisoner as you can start reinforcing. But he's going to start moving forward. And hey, even for good measure, brings 1 Immortal. But we do have siege tanks. Decent number of Marauders. I wouldn't push into this if I were you.
Yeah, no, those 2 tanks are way too well set up behind the command center. And yeah, he loses a couple of units and will be forced to retreat. 2 Stalkers going down right there. For, I mean, honestly, Overstimmed, funnily enough, did not need to stim there. And so living up to his name a little bit. But let's look at this not gateway production, this barracks production. He's now going up to 9 barracks. He is going to be going a ham on the production.
Yeah, I just want to point out that, like, in comparison, we've only got 4 warp gates here for Starcaller. So, I mean, the Terran that's going to be doubling a Protoss in reinforcement potential. This is going to be kind of crazy. Observer shows up though, and he will be able to spot everything here, waiting for him. Yeah, actually really nice observer placement. Can see the reinforcements come down. But I mean, he sees these tanks, sees a good number of bio. Well, and again, still mostly Marauders. Still decides to go into Colossus here. I think this is more so a decision where, based off of the fact that he's kind of seen like this is what good players are doing. They're playing very heavily into Colossus.
Okay. Oof.
Oh god, the slowing field! Rip.
Oh, that's a dead Colossus very quickly right there. And, well, Overstimmed. He is, despite the fact that his build has been a little bit non-standard or maybe substandard, he has kept his money quite low throughout. And he has pumped out a lot of units. This macro has been quite effective.
Yeah, 77 SCVs as well. Like, honestly, really liking what we're seeing here out of our red Terran. Starcaller on the opposite side of things. I think it definitely feels as if he's a little bit more lost in terms of what he needs to be doing at this point in the game. Like, he had the right idea there. Twilight Council Forge is probably one of my favorite baseline compositions in terms of your tech. Protoss is buffing up your gateway units, very important. Starting on forward there, I'll back to what I was saying there a little bit later on. When you're going to be prodding. Yeah, there's not really much that you can do here. I'd much prefer if Starcaller actually just went back home for now.
Oh, he needs to. If he pushes into this, he just dies. And that's what he's going to do. Big Stim coming in here from Overstimmed. And oh my god, he just deletes the army. Colossus will get taken down, and that War Prism is going to go down as well. Oh, that's the whole army getting taken out there. And a devastating fight for Starkiller. Huge victory for Overstimmed.
Yeah, the one thing that you'd really like to throw into this composition would be like a couple of Archons, and then you just mass charge Zealots, because versus this kind of setup where you have, well, primarily Marauders, like there's not going to be a whole load of DPS in this. Just, for good measure, Psystorm as well. Boom. Got a really, really powerful composition to fight specifically this kind of style, because I'm not really thinking that we're going to be seeing Ghosts anytime soon here from Overstim, who's taken his 4th base, by the way, and of course made that into a planetary fortress.
Yeah, and that is going to be difficult, if not impossible, to bust for Starkiller. Starcaller, sorry. Damn it, I did the caster thing.
You say it once, and then after that it just sticks.
Exactly, yep. Yeah, all it takes is once. But we have a maxed out Terran with a massive Bioforce coming down. Oh, the Banner Mule!
Yeah,
coming down from Overstimmed. And he is going to live up to his name. Oh my god, look at how deeply overstimmed those units really are. But he is going to wipe out the army. And, well, this is absolutely going to be an even series.
Yeah, there you go. This is going to be it. Battery overcharge not going to do much for you. Couple of zealots walked in there hoping to do something, but obviously so. There's not much left in this game now here for Starcaller. Can I just point out, by the way, that mana mule that he dropped absorbed a full volley of those Colossus as he was closing the gap, and it just looked hilarious. Because it reduced some of that damage taken initially, but not really that it was going to matter. But it's like one of those things. You're like, yeah, you know, that's kind of cool. It's like you'll sometimes see Zug swarm of Protoss with changelings before the main attack comes in.
My favorite is when so many changelings come in that the Protoss actually storms them. That's the amazing part for me.
Oh, I remember there were a couple of instances, right? Like when, God, what was... This was, by the way, on Daybreak, which is funnily enough, because you were talking about that earlier, like way back in the GSL. I don't remember if it was like DRG or like maybe Life, one of these old-time guys, who did like a little hold position thing with a changeling in the Protoss' natural, so that some of the gateway units couldn't funnel back in and defend the probe line. It was just like, hey, big brain.
That's very, very cool. That's actually super freaking sick. There's so many little things that you can do if you have like 700 APM as Zerg that are really, really good. Like, obviously the biggest one is burrowed banelings, but stuff like that, like the changelings, you know, burrowing lings at bases, pooping creep where you can, you know, Overlord drops for creep spread. I know TLO has done that. We were talking about him a little bit before. Overlord drops for creep spread to get it even further than it should be. Yeah, there's some really, really cool stuff that if theoretically you had like infinite APM, you could just do, and it would just be so strong.
I like that. You could just do. Yeah, I think you put that very well.
And well, I actually, you know what? We were right the first time.
Wait, were we?
Yeah, Starcaller was a member of Northeastern University. Right? Did I say that in the second part or the first part?
You said that in the second part, and you said that he was initially with UC Davis.
Okay. So then I did correct it correctly. I was wrong the first time, and yeah, oh my god. It's so much easier when they have the clan tag for their team. But we're moving into something real exciting. We're moving into the 2v2, your first 2v2.
Okay, now mind you, I have actually played a lot of 2v2 with my good friend Brown Bear. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He's a content creator. I think he mostly does Age of Empires 2 stuff now, but him and I will go on and do like a couple of 2v2 games every now and then, and it's been that way for a couple of years. So I've got a decent amount of experience, I would say. I'm not pro tech, but you know, I've had my moments in 2v2s, but casting them, very different.
Yes. Casting them and playing them are two very, very, very different beasts, I would say.
Zerg is the worst race in 2v2. Change my mind.
Well, we're going to have at least 2 players in this one. Try and change your mind. As we have ZP versus ZP.
Oh, yikes. Oh, this is going to be messy.
Yes, it will be absolutely messy. And there's a lot of cool stuff that these players can bust out, and particularly I'm looking forward to the Tiki Nigel team as well as we get on into it in just a little bit. Both players are at a 1-1 scoreline, and we have spawning down in the bottom left position, representing UC Davis. It is the Red Zerg player, Nigel. And his ally, the purple Protoss, Tiki. There's a weird bug, by the way, that you might have noticed right there.
Which one?
Are you following my camera?
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's really hard because of the UI. I have no idea who I'm actually following.
Oh, true. If you do Shift 0, you should have a drop-down menu pop up.
Nope, it's not
Oh,
that.
it doesn't work? Oh, okay.
No, wait, let
Control
me
Shift
check
0?
my... 0? Yep, there you go.
Or Control Shift O, my bad.
There you are. Okay, now I can follow you. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, sure. Spawning up in the top right, representing Northeastern University, it is the green Protoss player, Food. And their ally, Watertop. Okay, I didn't do it this time. I did it correctly. But normally when I do that zoom intro, I hold down both buttons because it's just easier to parse for my brain. But if you hold down an intro in in 2v2, sometimes it will do this, where it tries to zoom in and out instead of just zooming all the way.
Oh, no, I've had that in 1v1s as well when observing.
Really?
Where it sort of gets stuck in a weird limbo, yeah.
Huh. Fair enough. I've only experienced it in 2v2. That's so bizarre.
It happened once when I was doing cheese now, like last month. And the casters were commenting on it, and I felt really bad.
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, ZP. We get the mirrors. And let's take a quick look at this map. You've got the small ramp that you share with your ally. And then that little tucked in first base, then, which is obviously going to be the one for the Zerg. But however, in the back, we've got these 2 gold bases, but they have rocks that you need to break before you can do anything else with.
And they are very, very exposed to drops, and also Reapers, I think, can jump in. Is that right? Oh, is that a Reaper cliff?
Yep, I think so. Yes, the one over towards the... Like, if we're looking down over towards the southeastern base, it's going to be the one there, just west of Nigel's main.
Yeah, right here, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, we are going to be seeing a couple of Stalkers coming out here from Food. And that is something I kind of wouldn't have expected. I would have thought it would be like... I would have thought Adepts, most likely. But theoretically, if you can get Banelings up and keep your opponent's Stalkers from getting surrounded by Lings, this can be a very, very powerful move. And that's what we're going to be seeing here. Now, it is a very quick rush from Tiki up to DTs and a DT drop, but that means that they're not going to have as many units as they potentially could, and already Nigel and Tiki are in a fair bit of trouble right here, but that's a lot of Lings from the Red Zerg.
And already there because he's managed to clean up most of that buffer now. Starting to push back those Stalkers, but additional Lings from Watertop do show up. Some decent micro here from both sides, but the only thing that you really want to do here from Nigel and Tiki's perspective is to just buy time. That Dark Shrine about 2/3 done now, and once that is finished up, they do have, yeah, Nigel has actually got, wait, is that a part? No, never mind, that's an Overlord. It's a little bit confusing over towards that minimap, but no more Zergling buffer here to protect these Stalkers from Food. Now finally a few more show up, but it's not going to be enough. Does morph them into Banelings, but they've been pushed all the way back here over towards the central position in this map. So with that said and done, most of this pressure now alleviated, and the Dark Shrine has been completed.
Yes, that is a very, very important move. Now, we did see Tiki, in an effort to kind of help their ally, elected to delay the delay the War Prism and getting that Immortal. Now, Immortals are not very good against Ling Bane, but of course they do help a lot against those Stalkers. But we have the Ling Bane coming in here. Oh man, this could be devastating. Watertop trying to get on into the mineral line.
Oh, but this is really bad.
Well, not getting a ton of damage. The Spinecrawler actually target firing one of the Banelings, and now the DT shows up. Great initial defense.
Yeah, that defensive DT, I think, could have actually come a little bit earlier. Especially now, though, he has it revealed. Oh, the Immortal is tucked in quite nicely. A couple of drones are actually on hold position to deny that surface area. We'll come back eventually as that DT comes back there to keep swiping away. That was actually really nice. Important save to keep that Immortal up. And now with the DTs on the opposite side of the map, do we have any detection in place? Doesn't look like it just yet. Spore Crawler on the way. Over towards this natural blaze here from Watertop. Yeah, I'm actually a fan of this from Tiki. He's target firing down these drones to try and just maximize this economic damage that he's doing. And he's actually killing a lot of drones.
Yeah, that was a lot that just went down for Watertop, and we see he is only on 18 workers right now, while Tiki on the extreme farther end of the spectrum is up at 45. That is a big difference. Now, the one thing that we do have out of the green blue team is they have double Stargate. I'm a little surprised it's Oracles, but this could be a game changer for sure.
I think Haas showed us what Mass Oracle could do.
Yes.
Haas and Cyan. So not to be underestimated. But for now, doesn't really have that critical amount just yet. Does actually start one of those Void Rays, and I guess that's maybe what you were hoping for instead. However, Spire on the way here for Nigel. And even though his economy is very low at only 42 drones, Spire is going to be pretty damn good versus both of these units when you get a couple of Utilisks on the field.
Yeah, absolutely. I do like Tiki using this Immortal, by the way, to help chunk down these rocks. We can see with each shot, they are doing more damage than all 8 lings coming in here, just because of that huge disparity in armor. Well, the only thing I will say for Nigel is he doesn't have much gas, so not going to be able to get too much done with this. He is going for the single Evo chamber and the Bane speed, which of course +1 melee and Banelings is very, very strong. Oh, now this is a weird setup here. What? I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, I wonder if this was just like a way to completely block this off because they were worried about the potential for like a Zergling counterattack, maybe.
Yeah, and Food will be like, okay, fine, we have to delete that. Oh, but the Blink Stalkers. Oh my God, gonna get both of those Oracles, and yeah, I don't think they got much of anything.
Doesn't look like it.
Yeah.
I mean, if we look at the units lost, they haven't lost more than just a single probe earlier on, so
yeah, no, that was incredibly unfortunate for the Beantown Bronze team. Is it Beantown? Yeah, Beantown Bronze. Yeah, UC Davis is Nigel and Tiki. And well, this is going to be an incredibly difficult push to stop.
Yeah, a lot of Blinkstalkers represented here. And honestly, Blinkstalkers in team games like this, when you just have a little bit of extra units in position to try and help offer them some coverage, they're so powerful, simply just because of that micro ability. Nice little counter blink there with just a small group of these units. Not going to be target firing down these Voyages just so the prismatic alignment is actually allowed to do a decent amount of damage, but I think that they're just a critical mass at this point. Watchdog has tried to do what he can with a few Lings and Roaches to reinforce, but there are still so many units streaming across the map, and yeah, that's simply going to be enough. GG from both of them, and they tap out.
Yeah, well played right there from Nigel and Tiki. I kind of alluded to the fact that they had a very, very strong 2 versus 2 team, and we saw it right there. They did a great job. That DT style that Tiki has shown in a lot of the games that we've broadcast worked really, really well for them. And oh man, did I say they were the Northeastern? Yeah, no, they were UC Davis. Okay, good. I was like, did I really mess up the names again? No, we got it right here. So Northeastern University does go down in that one, and UC Davis goes up 2-1, and they're going to be looking to seal the deal with the second 2v2 here.
If they win this one, then that's it, right? Because it's still technically a best out of 5, no?
Yeah.
Or do we go all the way?
I mean, it depends on the players, but they will win the best of 5. They may elect to play that extra game, but that would be it basically. They would win that.
Ooh, I just saw a thing here, like looking over for the 3rd game coming up. No, sorry, for the 4th game coming up, and just as I was looking at the graphics here over towards the tournament manager, it's at Penguin for UC Davis. And for a moment, I was thinking that would be Pengy, my good friend, but I was like, wait, it doesn't make sense that he'd go to a college on the West Coast when I know he lives in Philly. So
yes, yeah.
I was excited there for just a brief moment, because I don't think there's anything that's better in the whole wide world than casting and shitting on your friends when they're at your mercy, you know.
Yeah, no, it's pretty funny. Looks like one of the players is not here, so we are going to be able to both players, or both captains, have already agreed. They're like, it's totally fine, we'll just do a substitution. It's cool. And that's nice. That's nice to see a little bit of flexibility.
Yeah, good sportsmanship, to be honest. Just
yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
See, that's one of the things that I'm like, hell yeah, you know, I've missed this about StarCraft. I have a very vivid memory that's fairly recent from like last week of when I was playing a game of CS And this wasn't just like regular MM, but this was in a matchmaking service, you know, that you pay for to play. And then a guy on the opposite team disconnected, and I was just playing, you know, with randoms, and I was like, hey, we should probably time out so he has a chance to reconnect. And the guys in my team go like, no, let them play with the bot. I'm like, Jesus Christ, guys.
Oh my God.
It's so bad.
That's just mean. That's just bullying.
It's you know, it's like, you know, you're in a game of StarCraft and the guy goes, oh sorry, my dog's on fire, pee, you know, and you're like, no,
Not on my watch.
Ugh, so rude. Have you ever experienced that you ask for a pause, please, and then you're like, sorry, like 1 minute, and then you go, and then you come back and the game's on pause?
All the time. I almost
really?
never even ask. Yeah, no. The thing is, so the higher on ladder that you get, the less frequent that becomes, just because players aren't like or usually those are the kinds of players that are trying to they're trying to improve, right?
They have no time to wait.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. I mean, I guess I can kind of see it. By the way, they're asking you if you have a color preference. Do we have a color preference?
I think it's okay. Yeah, I think that's fine the way it is.
As long as we have like red and blue on opposite teams, I guess.
Yes, I think so. And we have cool colors on one team and like warmer colors on the other.
Yeah, that's fair.
Now I am a little bit Nope. Okay, that makes sense. Silver. Wait a minute. Right. They changed the races. Or the players that were playing. I forgot about this. Because they changed them, and I'm looking on the website, and I'm like, this doesn't match up at all. It's because I'm looking at a Discord message. Here, I should have sent it to you.
It's fine, man. We've got this.
Just sabotaging you unintentionally.
You get used to it. So.
Oh my God.
Efflorescence is going to be this map.
Yes, it is. And just one moment, I need to figure out who is currently leading the series.
That would be Starcaller Gang, right?
Starcaller Gang? No, that is AGCL Gang.
Yeah, it would be UC Davis. UC Davis. Yeah. They're up 2-1.
Yes, and now that 33 seconds into the game, I figured out what the score is. Let's introduce our first player in the, I guess, middle right. Representing UC Davis. I just said it. Come on, Steadfast, get it together. It is AGCL.
That's not very steadfast of you.
And their ally, Eknun.
Eknun.
No,
Eknun.
Eknun.
Yeah, remember that. So, yeah, like the Mongolian vowel. Yeah. Hey, and their opponents, of course, down in the southern side of things. Blue Protoss player, Starcaller, and his good friend Overmind, which is befitting of a Zug.
God, I stumble on that, like, zoom so hard in a 2v2. It's just so bad.
It's really awkward because you're kind of like, okay, and then you have to go back out immediately, and it's like, oh, that's the other guy.
Oh man, that was a scouting probe that just got taken out. But AGCL sent 2. Is this? There's no. This isn't a cannon rush.
Nope. This has to be a way to try and attempt to blindside his opponent, maybe. Like to fool him into thinking that it might be a proxy or a cannon rush or something like that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no.
Overmind actually sends out a scouting drone just to make sure that there's nothing going down in the back line.
Well, I mean, it achieved something. So that's
not worth it.
No, it's not. Definitely not.
I immediately, just this being my official second 2v2 game that I'm casting here, I can immediately see the appeal of casting only 2v2 games from here on out.
Oh, absolutely! It's such a fun meme.
Especially like when there's a discrepancy between the skill levels. You see one guy doing something that's like, yeah, it looks fairly proper, and then the other guy's just like in his own little world. Not to say that any of these guys are right now, but you know, there must definitely be circumstances. I didn't even notice that What's There's a Zealot from AGCL attacking
Wait, what?
the pylon that he might power down. He might kill the...
Oh my god.
Oh, the rainbow.
That's it. What a weird start.
And there's still lays warp gate by about 10 seconds, which is like, okay. Second Zealot here for AGCL, by the way.
But no, more importantly, I would say it delays the production of additional units off those gateways.
Yeah, no, you're
which
absolutely
is
right.
actually kind of a big deal because it's going to be Oracle out of AGCL, and this could open up a little bit of a timing here.
Yeah, I'm already having a lot of fun watching these games, man. Because honestly, like, not gonna sugarcoat this one, that's a little bit nonsensical here from AGCL.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what his actual skill level is, but honestly, I don't really care. Because just doing that, walking into your opponent's base to power down their 2 gateway production, yeah, that's a Chad move.
It's a real Chad move for sure, and the fact that it worked is like, that's what actually is incredible about it.
It's fantastic. Like, I love it when people get away with some really dumb, random stuff. It's super funny. Like, if you're on the receiving end, it's infuriating to no end. But when you're a bystander like this, like we are, in the sidecar, then it's great. Oh, it's great. Oh, well, by the way, an Oracle beats a Queen 1v1, so...
Yeah, it does, by a fair bit, actually.
Oh, especially if you pull back like this. Oh, no. Oh, God, the humanity. And now this drone lane is completely unprotected.
Oh, no. And AGCL coming out with 8 kills, 9 kills on this Oracle.
Oh, he's doing so much damage, and he's going to keep it alive as well.
Oh,
that's fantastic.
That is really, really fantastic. And now going into Void Rays behind it. Void Ray printer go brrr.
Did you 3D print a Void Ray? I mean, if you look at the Stargate, it kind of looks like it could be a big 3D printer.
I mean, I actually, now that's canon for me.
Yeah, like
Protoss production buildings are just 3D printers, changed my mind.
I thought it was, I've been watching this Australian guy who like makes little dioramas, like, you know, builds miniature houses and what have you, and it's really cool. But he uses these 3D printers that he gets from these different companies. He's from Australia, Pigland, right?
Oh yes,
and he had a 3D printer, and I was like, wow, that really looks like a Stargate. And now I looked at the Stargate, like, yeah, that really looks like a 3D printer. So they've kind of swapped places.
They're just like weaving the... Oh, that was... Oh my... Have you ever done that before? You've observed a match, and then you're like, let me just focus on this one random area on the map, and then a second and a half later, important thing happens there, and you're like, did I just see the future without realizing it?
Yeah, oh yeah. But more than anything else, I'll be looking at a non-important area of the map, and then nothing will happen, and then someone will go like, look over here, and they'll like spam the notification thing, like the ping.
Ugh.
But hey, this game is starting to pan out a little bit here. Let's see. We've got 3 bases for the Zerg player. 3rd base established here from Eknun, our Red Terran. Decent number of links here from Overmind. Speed did finish up, albeit fairly late, and now they're gonna... I guess they're gonna break down these middle rocks so that or center rocks so they can start pushing on and applying pressure. A couple of roaches even joining up with this army.
Yeah, this is kind of an interesting scenario because we have Overmind who zoomed up to 3 bases, but because he lost all those drones, his economy is not as good as it could have been. Oh, nice revelation right there. We'll take the Zerg army. And Eknun and AGCL, they both have a pretty decent combined supply lead over their opponents. So if the Northeastern University team attacks into their opponents, they could find themselves... Oh!
There you go. That's it. Just barely bring that out of friendly fire range, and even walks into it there to make sure he doesn't hit his own workers. Prismatic alignment is here, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do all too much. Link was done, but the DT is showing up as well, adding in that extra layer of damage. Going to completely sweep up every single unit here that remains for our players down in the bottom left. Yeah, this is looking rough map for Northeastern.
Yeah, what a weird fight, but like a really, really fantastic one for UC Davis. Those DTs from AGCL ended up being kind of MVPs in that fight. Got a lot of swipes in on those stalkers. Kept the Void Rays alive. Oh, and now we got a second Stargate and a Fleet Beacon coming down for AGCL. Void Ray, Void Ray, Void Ray.
Yeah.
So strong in 2v2.
Just keep spamming Void Rays, man.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, literally. Just get that Flux Veins, get big attack upgrades. Random scout from AGCL. Popping in with the probe at this third base of Overmind. I guess that's actually valuable information, seeing the drone count.
Yeah, no, it certainly is.
Liberator.
By the way.
That's a lot of damage, I feel.
And Starcaller, by the way, just for good measure, throws down that
oh
overcharge
no
again. So I'm not going to have that over towards the front, which I mean, the fight is probably going to take place a little bit too far out, so that it won't really matter much. Still, though, like this move out coming in there from Eknon, 135 supply, is the only one at triple digits when it comes to that supply question. Overmind actually getting quite significantly supply blocked there for a moment. It's not going to be very nice.
And yeah, Starkiller, or damn it, I did it again. Starcaller lagging behind a little bit in that supply. Really struggling here. Now it is just Eknun's army, so this actually could get pretty dicey. Oh, this Widow Mine. Oh! Huge shot!
That is spicy, and the Protest army coming in from the south. Archers have now been added into the mixer as well, Steadfast. One of them will go down very quickly. Remember, Hydralisk, even though they're squishy, still offer a fairly decent amount of DPS, but this base is going to fall. DT left behind there to get in those final swipes. And this was a great, fairly non-committed attack coming in from our team here from UC Davis.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. That was an extraordinarily efficient attack, and it is going to be the carriers. No Chad Roy's coming down in addition, but he's already got so much success from them. They have really paid dividends, and AGCL never has had a massive army, but has had an incredibly high impact army, if that makes any sense.
No, absolutely. I mean, it's the same equivalent to someone who doesn't have any kills in CS, but they've had impact in rounds with like utility and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but, I've become what I said I did not want to become, the guy who like makes reverse references to Counter-Strike when talking about SC2 and vice versa.
Well, I mean, you're very much correct about it, though. Oh, that's a big observer for Starcaller. Talking about utility, that is it right there. But is there going to be any units in here in time? Massive Doom Drop comes down. Oh, but he beats the recall! He beats the recall and goes to the other base!
Oh, but Blink is here. Yeah, he's actually, he should really try to get out right now. The entire
no.
army has arrived. They can gun down all of these Medivacs. Blink is on cooldown as well. Oh, hold your breath. What? Oh, why didn't he commit? He could have killed all of them.
Oh. He still can.
No,
oh my god, don't go back in there.
Oh god. This is nerve-wracking.
He really wants to go around this again. Now Starcaller.
Your ally requires your aid.
Oh, this is going to be really, really important if this gets... Oh, he does see it again.
Oh my god.
Is there a response? Yes, there is, but it's going to be a little bit too late, I think.
Hey, dude, at the same time as this drop is going down in the main base, remember, he doesn't have that overcharge on that shield battery. Would have really been nice. But you know what? When you stim like this, bring yourself within range of these +1 Colossus. Oh, sorry, did I say +1 Colossus? Yeah, they are +1 Colossus. A one-shot Marines, because he doesn't have combat shield.
Oh, no. Oh, God, that is devastating.
They still have that extra damage versus light. Remember that, Steadfast.
Yeah, I mean, that's always nice. That is, meanwhile, big attack on the bottom right. And it's so funny because you look at the supplies and you're like, this game is over. But then you look at the fights and you're like, no, this actually isn't going amazing, all things considered.
This is such a weird game, man. We've got 4 Widow Mines burrowed inside the main base here of Starcaller. Did see those DTs, by the way, from AGCL deny this 4th hatchery. Instead, Overmind decided to go for the bottom corner one instead. And does manage to actually secure that one for now, but not really making use of it just yet. So for now, it's just 300 minerals that were effectively wasted. And also, yes, for good measure, I want to point out the fact that we still don't have combat shield for our Terran player.
3-3, but no combat shield. 5,000, 2,700, but no combat shield. And is this a bad... No, oh my god, he's literally just going 4 Starport Viking. He does not want to have to deal with Colossus. And, well, this Liberator, that's actually getting a lot of value here.
Yeah, definitely worth its weight in gold. Build a couple of probes, did a little bit of damage. Now starting to move across the map here. Let's take a look at these upgrades quickly. Nothing for the Zerg. Doesn't even have Hydra speed or Hydra range. This is going to be a big problem for Overmind when going up against this Terran army. But moving on forward.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're going to be running headfirst into each other. Look at how quickly all of these units are going to be melting. The Colossus count is absolutely insane. And then on top of that, no combat shield. Ah!
That's a lot of burned Terran corpses. Now, the whole army is actually going to pursue here for both players. But that... Oh, what is AGCL going to do here? On the bottom right, he's going to send the carrier army back home. And that's actually a big problem. This is so many Colossus right now. All of a sudden, Starcaller and Overmind are actually creating a lot of threat on their opponents, but the army for the Protoss and the Zerg is getting evaporated, and now the carriers show up, and there is nothing. Oh man, even the DTs, that's a lot of DTs. Recall only saves one Colossus, and while things looked okay at first, AGCL with the maxed out Protoss army shows back up and will wipe that force out.
Yeah, now he has a fairly decent size as well of these carriers. Lots of DT. Does he have DT blink for them? Doesn't look like it.
Oh my god, but it doesn't matter when you have this many DTs, 12 DTs shredding that Colossus. We do have a lot of Hydras here, but that is so many carriers with +1 attack, and the Hydras get annihilated. Oh god, look at that field of carcasses.
Yeah, that is absolutely brutal. And continuing to move forward, there just really isn't anything on the map right now that could even contest this. And still, by the way, at during the 15-minute mark, we still don't have that combat shield.
No, we do not. And well, it is really... I mean, it really was telling during that fight how brutal those Colossus were. But it's just not going to matter here as Overmind does tap out. AGCL and Eknoon will win it for their team.
There it is.
That's going to be UC Davis taking the series here.
Yeah, 3-1. Picking up both victories in those team games. And they were by far the ones I enjoyed the most in this best out of 5 because there's just like a lot going on.
Yeah, there is always just so much chaos in these 2 versus 2s. And it makes for a really, really enjoyable experience. Very difficult to commentate for sure, but a ton of fun. And well, congratulations to UC Davis. They are going to take this this week 1 victory in the Collegiate Esports Association or Corporate Esports Association Collegiate Division, however you want to say it. Yeah, very, very cool to see. And well, Tenshi, what are your thoughts on what we've seen so far?
Oh, it's hard to summarize simply because of the fact that we had those 2v2s thrown into the mix, but overall, you know, Are we looking back over the corporate Star League matches as well, or are we sort of just focusing on?
Tell us about your experience here with the CEA.
All in all, really fun format. I've missed having something like this, like in the Clan War format, because it's something that I guess it sort of just fell out of fashion, or at least I've missed a lot of these things when I've been doing other stuff. And it wasn't really big either during the time when I was very active in StarCraft. So I'm really happy to see that this is still a thing that's running. Like the big North American event would be like the CSL, right? But I don't even know, is that still... Is this... that? Because that sort of went on a hiatus for a little bit in like 2015 or 2016, right? If I remember correctly.
I do believe...
I don't remember exactly, but there just wasn't really anything like this going on, right? Except for, you know, small clan wars that you'd arrange in between, you know, you and your mate's clan.
There was the AHGL, the After Hours Gaming League, which this is kind of like the spiritual successor to that.
Okay.
But I don't think there's been anything as much since then.
No, but so it's just super fun to see that this is still something that people can come together and enjoy like this, and especially that we get the chance to, you know, sit down and look at these games together. So thank you very much, Steadfast, you know, again, for bringing me onto this.
No, it was like I said, it was my pleasure. Really was glad to have you on here. Always a really enjoyable time. And, well, we are going to do some interviews after this. But before we do so, why don't you tell the good people where they can find you and what you've been up to?
My name. Can I go on a small tangent? Can I tell you a quick story as I round things
Absolutely.
off? So I'm Tenchi SC2 on Twitter, but remember, I haven't worked with StarCraft since like 2018. But the thing is, there was this guy who had taken Tenchi SC2 back when I was Tenchi SC2 because I was only doing SC2, and it was a dead Twitter account made in like 2009. No tweets, no nothing, no follows, no followers. And I had messaged Twitter several times and been like, "Hey guys, can I claim this handle name?" And they were like, "No." But about 2 or 3 months ago, one of my friends was like, "Oh, hey, Tenchi SC2 is free on Twitter." Boom. Oh, I actually hit my desk there because I got passionate. And I was like, this son of a bitch. I need to take this on principle because I'd been Tenchi Talks because it was more general at the time. Because an employer had been like, yeah, you know, you're doing CS and it doesn't look as good when you have StarCraft in your name. I'm like, you know, no, screw that. I'm back, baby. And that's why I started doing StarCraft events again. So yeah, Tenchi SC2 at Twitter. That's me if you're interested. But I don't really post super fun stuff.
Well, I mean, definitely check them out. We may be able to get you back down throughout the season if Beowulf needs some time off. You know, once
Yeah, I'd
again,
love to.
or isn't able to. Yeah, no, that I would love to as well. Yeah, it was a pleasure to have you on. Hopefully, it will be able to do so again. For now, if you want to, yeah, I mean, make sure to follow this channel, by the way, twitch.tv/CEA_SC2. For my part, big thank you to the CEA for having me on once again for another season. Hopefully it's just as fantastic as last season was. I'm pretty confident it will be. In addition, if you want to check me out, you can follow me at twitter.com/steadfastsc2, twitch.tv/steadfastsc. And yeah, there's plenty of ways where, you know, if you just look out for me on social media, there'll just be slight differences between everything because nothing was available that I wanted.
Steadfast_SC.
Yeah, I actually don't have that. That'll be the next one when I inevitably all three of the things on whatever new social media platform comes out are unavailable. But yeah, that's gonna do it for us. I'm gonna be interviewing the captains of the teams, and once again, big thank you to Tenchi for being on here. Any final thoughts before I let you go?
Nah, man. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Have a good one. All right, we are back with an interview here. Why don't you introduce yourself for the people at home? And congratulations, first of all, first week.
Thanks a lot, Steadfast. Yeah, sure. I'm Nigel. I'm the captain of the UC Davis StarCraft team, and really excited to start off the season with a win.
Yeah, no, it was a great one, and you guys did it in classic UC Davis fashion with some excellent performances in the 2v2. Yeah, well, I mean, first things first, did you prepare for this match at all specifically, or was this just kind of like a, you know, opening season, let's play it out?
It was closer to the latter, to be honest. Yeah, usually we spend some time practicing some builds. We at least usually have one session where we work on some builds together, but yeah, we didn't have a lot of specific practice for this match, but we did at least go into each game with like a game plan in place, and I feel like it went pretty well all around.
I would definitely agree with you there. There was some absolutely fantastic moments for sure, and I'm really hoping we can see more of the same as the league progresses on. So this is you guys' second year in the CEA.
Yep.
You had a pretty successful year number one. I'm putting myself on the spot. Did you make it to the round of 4 last year?
I believe that's right, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so a very solid team. I think it was, I might be mistaken, but I feel like it went to like game 7 of
Yeah.
the semifinal round. So like really, really high octane, very exciting series. And I remember casting a lot of your guys' games, and the 2v2 specifically were fantastic. But everything was just very, very fun to watch. Now, what are you looking to do in order to build on that success and maybe make a finals push this year?
I think for us, I mean, it's mostly just about having fun for us. I mean, obviously we want to win the championship if we can, but I think most important is just playing together, having fun, and I think that's been really key to, especially our 2v2 success, is that we just play together a lot. We have good team chemistry, so I'm always really impressed with my team. Like Eknan and Silver Chloride in that last match there, that was really excellent play by them. I could tell their communication had to be pretty spot on for how coordinated their play seemed to be. So I think throughout the season, we're just going to continue to do our regular meetups and just make sure we're having fun playing the game. And yeah, we'll do what we can to prep builds and to practice together, but mostly we're just playing, having fun. Honestly, our practice sessions, like, we do 1v1 obs, that sort of thing, replay analysis, but probably every other practice session devolves into arcade games or whatever. So we're very much just a have fun together type team, and looking to do more of that this season.
Well, that's good. It definitely shows. There's kind of a nice, I guess, poise and relaxation that comes in, especially in those
sure.
2v2s, and it really shows when with the crisis management and just never, I guess, panicking.
Yeah, for sure. I think we see this as a pretty low pressure thing, which I think is good for all of us. We all play better like that.
At the end of the day, you guys are like college students, university students. Like, it's you don't want to be adding more pressure on yourselves.
Right. Yeah. That's a big thing. I think every team, as far as I know, has been kind of the same way. Like, if one of us is like, oh, I have a midterm this weekend, we're not gonna be like, oh, get in here. We'll play whoever wants to play.
Nice. Yeah, it's good to see that. And well, I see that San Jose Sharks jersey in the background. Was that already there, or did you lay that out for the interview?
No,
It was like
that's been there. I actually don't even follow hockey that much anymore.
Okay.
But I've been a huge Sharks fan my whole life, and
nice.
I just bought that recently, so it's been sitting in that prominent spot.
Very cool, very cool. It's it looks nice. It looks like it's like a part of the thing. You can even just say if you want to, we'll just edit it and just say like, oh yeah, I don't know, I live with one of the Sharks. They're pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, they drive all the way out to San Jose from Sacramento. Cheaper right out here, so.
Exactly. Yeah. Everyone knows that hockey players don't make enough money, so they gotta cut costs wherever they can.
Yeah.
But we, like I said, second year in the season, and I'm gonna bring back something that I had last season. I don't know if I got the chance to ask you it, but I believe I did, since you made it into the playoffs and we would have been broadcasting your games. Tell us a little bit of something or a random fact about UC Davis that that maybe the average person doesn't know.
Okay, I'll tell you something I always hear the tour guides that I hear walking around campus saying, we have these eggheads. They're just, I don't know how they came to be, but some of the art around campus, we just have these big statues of eggs that have faces on them. And supposedly people rub those eggs for good luck. That's what the tour guides say, but I think I question whether that's true, because I don't actually think I've ever seen someone do that. But I guess the fun fact is that we have eggs, and that there's this myth that people rub them for good luck during finals week. But
I like that you put I specified that it's a myth. That like makes it even better. Like, it's already a good story, and then it just adds a little bit more to it at the end there.
Yeah.
That's.
I'm sure it's been done.
Yeah.
Maybe in the 70s it was common or something.
Yeah, back when people didn't have stuff like video games to do. They're just like, what do we do? I don't know. Let's rub the eggs.
Now when we have finals coming up, we can just go to the LAN center and play StarCraft.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you guys have a very, very cool LAN center. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Sure. Yeah. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to be in it for the past year or so, but
Yeah.
probably about almost 2 years ago, we got a LAN center on campus. There's this guy. People actually may know him, especially if they're following Collegiate StarCraft. His name was AlphaFerg. He actually used to cast CSL
Yeah.
almost a decade ago. He he led the UC Davis StarCraft club that became a huge club years and years ago. And he graduated, ended up working at UC Davis, and then he ended up in charge of the UC Davis games area, which is a like huge part of campus. And then he's the one who kind of advocated for this LAN center and made it happen. He's in charge of it now. So it's been really nice to have someone that's kind of a advocate for the StarCraft community in charge of that. So we've been able to organize kind of a weekly time where we meet up, and actually it's not just a time to meet up and practice together, but we actually market this like StarCraft school thing where we try to encourage people to come in if they've never played the game before, and we'll try to get them playing. And actually at least half the team that was playing today, I think we got them all playing more, at least playing more because of StarCraft school. And even those of us who have been playing, I think that really helped keep our passion up. It's been really a blessing for us to have that. It's much more social, much more fun to be able to meet up in person. And a game like StarCraft, it's so kind of
Lonely.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that's been really, really nice for us. And yeah, we're really excited to get back there and hope to do more tournaments there as well. So if anyone's listening to this and they're in Northern California, watch out for that. Eventually, we'll do more tournaments there.
That sounds awesome. And to echo what you're saying, like that's really, really cool that you guys have focused so much on community building, and as a result, the team has grown. Still competitive team has grown as a result of trying to foster those relationships and communities, and it's really, really cool to see that, and it's heartwarming at the end of the day, especially when it's a little bit more difficult to connect. So it's really cool that you've spearheaded that, and I think you deserve a lot of kudos for that.
Yeah, thanks. It's all of us. It's a team effort.
Well, that's nice to hear too. Yeah, sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say it's been really great. Like it's been nice to have this opportunity to make friends. At first, it was just like I came to UC Davis and I met the StarCraft players, and we wanted to meet more StarCraft players. But yeah, I consider my teammates friends. So it's been great success here at UC Davis.
That is really cool. That is really, really cool to hear. And I feel like that's a perfect place to cut it. Just a nice, warm, happy moment. I want to say a big thank you for coming on here. It's always a pleasure. Hopefully you guys will be able to recreate your success from last year. At the very least, have a great time doing it, as I'm sure you will. And
sure.
before I let you go, is there anyone or anything you'd like to say for the folks at home, or anyone you'd like to shout out? Now's your moment in the sun.
Sure. I'll shout out Taylor. We miss you, man. Come back to us. I mention this every interview probably, but he now plays for UCSD, and
yes,
he's busy with his PhD program, so he hasn't been coming to StarCraft school as much. I think he has classes on Wednesday nights now. I'll shout out T-Dragon as well. He's a captain of UCSD. He's been tagging around our channels, coming to our StarCraft schools, and he's just always a blast to have around. We're excited to play our team match, even if it might be a little bit of a team kill. So thank you both for being our friends, and thank you Steadfast for casting. It's always a blast to come on your channel, and we always enjoy watching. So thank you.
Awesome. It really is my pleasure. It's a lot of fun, and the games are almost always exciting, which is very, very cool. And hopefully we'll be able to catch you once again throughout the season. Once again, this is Nigel, the captain of UC Davis, and yeah, everybody have a nice afternoon, and you as well. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, I am joined here by Watertop once again. You may recognize him by his mobile fixture in the background, his roommate. the captain of Northeastern University's Beantown Bronze. Bit of a tough loss to start things off, but you know, it is week 1. You got plenty of room to make that up. And how are you doing?
Doing pretty good. It was kind of a rough loss, but that's okay. We got 2 new members this season, so I'm really excited to have them on the team and play with them. Overall, I'm pretty excited to play this season and have fun.
Nice. Well, first things first, tell us about the new members.
Kenyon and Zach, they're great people. They just joined. Yeah, I gotta say that they're Masters 3, but they have 2500 MMR. I don't know how that happened, but it's amazing. We're playing a lot of 2v2 lately. Yeah, it's been fun playing with them.
Nice. That's good to hear. Yeah, no, Blizzard definitely did something with their UI. Who knows what they actually did, but ended up with a very kind of janky situation. And since he can't be demoted, it's just kind of persisted throughout. It is what it is. It's fine. Yeah. It makes for some, you know, cool mementos, I guess. They can have that Masters League portrait.
Yeah, it scares the opponents. So that's all
exactly. Well, I was confused because I saw like these Masters League borders, and I was like, wait a minute, is this?
Yeah,
are these
we just
actual?
Great
Yeah,
players.
Yeah.
Talent here, so you know, what can I say?
But yeah, if I'm not mistaken, you guys had a pretty successful year last year. Pretty decent. What are you guys looking to do this year with results?
Oh, with results, I just want to I want at least one fun upset. Last season we played against UCI, and we magically, I don't know, I those games still confuse me to this day.
Yeah, that was.
But I have the clips, and that's all that matters. So
it's immortalized. It can't be denied. Yep.
That's true. Maybe one cool upset is all we're looking for. We lost one player, and so we're not looking to win everything. Our expectations are a little bit more tame this season, but you know, have fun. That's all.
Nice. Yeah, it's I was saying in the other interview, it's important to be able to blow off steam at the end of the day. You guys are all college students. You got very stressful lives, so if you can, you know, have some community, hang out, and be able to enjoy yourselves with some StarCraft, that can be a really helpful thing. And it's good to see that is the goal. Now, I guess I asked this to the other guy as well, and I think I might have asked you this last season as well. But if you have any new facts for us, tell us something about Northeastern University that the average person might not know.
Let me think. Everyone here goes on co-op, so that's kind of our selling point. I don't know. That's why I came here. So everyone has to go on co-op and work for a year basically in college. I'm actually doing that right now. I'm working. I'm not actually taking classes. I'm working. That's what's one cool thing that most people don't know. Yeah. Besides that, we have this really cool sandwich place on campus that went out of business, but is coming back soon.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't know.
The revival.
Yeah. A comeback this season. Yeah.
Like a phoenix from the ashes.
Exactly.
That is nice. That is kind of neat, and it's always sad when your beloved place is closed down, but for the most part they never come back. So that's actually really, really nice.
Yeah.
But yeah. So you mentioned that your roommate is no longer playing this season. What shameful thing is he doing that's not playing the video game?
As you can see, he's coding, so that's his sin. We're both computer science majors, so what can you do? He also plays League.
Yeah.
So I don't know what I expected from him. Anyway, no, but he's busy. We're both working, that's why. But yeah.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah, I'm just yeah, having a giggle there, but yeah, no, it's kind of cool. I mean, on a personal level, do you want to get into what you're doing with your co-op a little bit without giving away too much?
I work for this big Canadian life insurance company. There's only one, so anyway, and I do investment data. It's very interesting now. Uh, Turns out when you give them your life insurance money, they just invest it and they make tons more money. That's the business model. Who would have guessed?
Oh,
Anyway,
damn.
and then I help with that. So, woohoo. Yeah.
Nothing to do with GME, I'm sure.
No. We sell some ETFs and mutual funds, but no
Okay.
GME.
Yeah, stable stuff.
Yeah.
Actual real stocks as opposed
No, yeah.
to memes. No
Yeah.
rocket ships here.
Nope.
That's pretty cool though. That's like, I mean, obviously the day to day of it, I'm sure it's not everyone's cup of tea, but I still find it pretty interesting. So what is you talked about the team's goals? You want to get your upsets. What is your personal goal for this season? What are you looking to get?
Oh, what am I looking to get? I want to play a good game for once. I feel like every time I get casted, but by you guys, it's like I always play terribly. So one of these days I'm gonna play well.
I mean, your game today was pretty good. It was not bad at all.
It was
Yeah, you won at the
I
end of the
did
day,
win.
which is
I did win. That's what matters.
yeah, that's
So,
it's results oriented thinking. It's not about
yeah,
the process.
sure.
It's you got that W. That's all that matters.
Yeah. I think besides that, I think just like last season, spending time with the team and building a community is really important. Because I went to last, I only got 2 more years here, so I want to like actually build our StarCraft team to be somewhat important and big. Already, we're kind of getting traction in our own esports community, so I'm happy with
Nice.
that. And hopefully, in a couple of years, we'll be one of the big sports. So hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. That would be very very cool to see. And I guess tell me a little bit about that, about you're expanding into your own like your college's esports scene a little bit more.
Yeah, so our Hearthstone team won last, I think, year. Like just won the U.S. college championship,
Damn.
and our
Impressive.
Overwatch team is really really good. So we got some tough competition. And meanwhile, I'm Diamond 1, so I mean that's some ways to go, but I'm almost there. But it's more about like membership and like building a community, and I think we could do that. So.
Awesome. No, I definitely think so. It's always tough because it is like it is difficult to get people to play the game because it's such a difficult game and there's such a barrier to entry for beginner players. But like it's cool to hear that you're making a point of trying to kind of bridge that gap with obviously the community and all that jazz. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I guess we'll just wrap it up here. Before we let you go though, is there anything you want to say to the people at home? Anyone you want to shout out on the team, or just anything you got to say in general?
I just want to thank everyone on the team for all their hard work and dedication, both last season and this season. I'm super excited to see where we go so far. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, that has been Watertop from the Northeastern University Beantown Bronze. And, well, I'm sure we'll see you again throughout the season. I'm looking forward to it for sure. Everybody have a wonderful evening/afternoon, and thanks so much for your time.
Yeah, thanks.